Thank you for joining us for another part of our high altitude ballooning explanation videos. My name is Gigi Launchbaugh and I'm working here at the Fort Hays State Makerspace. Before we can proceed with a high altitude balloon launch, we need to step back and notify the FAA of our plans. This notification is known as a Notice to Airmen, or abbreviated as NOTAM. We call the FAA with this notice 1 or 2 days before every launch. It is necessary to file this notification because the high altitude balloon will be traveling through the flight space of many airplanes. Before you make your call, you will need to gather your information. Let's look at the information that you will need to have gathered. First, you will need to know the launch location. You need to find the precise latitude and longitude. One quirk that the FAA has is that they will want to know the latitude and longitude in degrees, minutes, and seconds format instead of in decimal format. If you look up a location on Google Maps, it will give you the decimal format, so you will need to convert it into a degrees, minutes, seconds version. This can easily be done on many different websites. Sometimes they will ask what the closest airport to your launch location is. In that case, for Hays, the closest airport is the Hays Regional Airport. Their abbreviation is HYS. The next piece of information you will need to have on hand is the launch date and time. Dates are handled standard, but for times you will need to report the time as a Zulu time. Zulu time is also known as Greenwich time or UTC. It is 6 hours ahead of our central time zone here. So for instance, we would report a 9 a.m. launch in Kansas as 1500 Zulu. You will need to report both a start and end time for the notice. The start time would be your launch, and the end time would be your landing. Typically, you can estimate about 2 hours. The next bit of information they will want to get from you is your flight path. For this, we go back to our HAB predictor that we did the other day. So you can look on your prediction track for the most recent one and tell them whether you expect it to go north, east, southwest, southeast, etc. They will also want to know what your expected altitude is, and they'll want this number in feet. For these high altitude balloons, typically it would be 90,000 feet. The last piece of information you will need to give to them is the type of event that you are reporting. We are reporting an unmanned balloon, and it is a free balloon, not a tethered balloon. After you give them all of this information, they will enter you into the database and they will give you a NOTAM number for your records. Write this number down and put it with your ballooning data. As a reminder, here again is the phone number you need to call to notify the FAA. Thank you again for watching our high altitude ballooning videos from the Makerspace at Fort Hays State University.